Hello class! Today we will be talking about the life cycle of a plant. Plants have many parts. They consist of the ones that you can see above ground, such as the flowers, the petals, the stamens, the buds, and the leaves. But they also consist of parts that you can't see, which are below the ground, such as the roots, and the roots help the plants to grow big and strong. What types of events does a plant go through? It goes through different types of events to get its food and also to get rid of the excess water. Our first process is quite a big word. It's photosynthesis. And in the next coming slides, I'm going to explain what photosynthesis is. Photosynthesis is when plants use sunlight for food. Just like you eat pizza when you're hungry, the plants eat sunlight when they're hungry. Now, I'm sure it's pretty hard to imagine what photosynthesis looks like. Photosynthesis is when a plant takes in light and carbon dioxide along with water, and then it produces oxygen that we breathe all the time. Why don't you take a deep breath? Another one of the processes that plants go through is transpiration. Now that's another big word, and we're going to explain it. Transpiration is when the sun takes the water from the leaves of the plants. This means that the water evaporates from the leaves. Just like photosynthesis, it might be hard to imagine what transpiration looks like. Transpiration looks a lot like when it rains, the water goes down into the ground and on top of the leaves. So the water evaporates from the ground, but transpiration occurs when it evaporates from the leaves. Up, back into the air. Now, one big question you might be asking is, how do plants make more plants? There are two big ways that plants make more plants. The first one is called asexual reproduction, and this means when plants make a copy of themselves without mating with another plant. What does asexual reproduction look like, you might ask? Sexual reproduction looks like a main plant creating a little vine called a runner, and then that runner makes a bud, and a bud creates roots and then starts the process all over again to make more plants. The next type of reproduction plants go through is sexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction happens through a process called pollination. What is pollination and what does it look like, you might ask? Pollination looks a lot like when a bee picks up pollen from one plant and then flies over to another plant and drops the pollen that it picked up from the other plant and puts it on this new plant. And then it picks up pollen from the new plant and starts the process all over again. The part of the plant that produces the pollen is called the stamen, and that's the male part of the plant. Then there's another part called the carpel, and that's the female part of the plant, but that's on the inside of the stamen. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Now I have some questions for you guys to write down in your journals. What are 3 of the 6 parts of a plant? What do plants use sunlight for? Transpiration means, and you fill in the blank. True or false? Asexual reproduction uses a process called pollination.